see what is plasticity. So what is plasticity? Now I already gave you an example of mud or clay, and if we apply some external deforming force on mud, it changes its dimensions. But when we remove this external deforming force, this mud does not regain its original dimensions. And in case of clay also, in case of plasticine also, in case of dough also, this thing happens. And this property, by virtue of which body does not regain its original dimensions after removal of external deforming force, is called plasticity. It is a property again, it is a tendency by virtue of which that body does not regain its original dimensions after removal of external deforming force. And the bodies, material bodies, which have this property of plasticity are called plastic bodies. The bodies which do not regain their original dimensions after removal of external deforming force are called plastic bodies. Now examples of these are mud, clay, then plasticine, then dough, etc. So these are all examples of plastic bodies. Now what is a perfectly plastic body? Is this exist? So perfectly plastic body, actually it is again ideal thing and it does not exist there, and for that we consider plasticine or clay as perfectly plastic bodies. So these are perfectly plastic bodies, these are plastic bodies, and this is all about plasticity. So plasticity is a tendency or property by virtue of which bodies do not regain to their original dimensions. Plastic bodies, the bodies which have property of plasticity, are called plastic bodies. Perfectly plastic body, it does not exist actually, but it has some irreversible changes by the application of small amount of force there, and that's why it is called perfectly plastic body, and it has examples of plasticine and clay. So this is all about plasticity. Already we studied elasticity. Now we had a look on plasticity. Now what is the difference between plasticity and elasticity then? So elasticity and plasticity, what is the difference? Question may be asked. What is the difference between elasticity and plasticity? So we can tell 1-2 points there. So what is first point? So first point is definition of elasticity or definition of plasticity. What is the definition of elasticity that we can say here? So it is a property by virtue of which body does not regain its original dimensions. Dimensions is size or shape or both. Plasticity, it is the property by virtue of which body does not regain to its original dimensions. What I said about elasticity? It is the property by virtue of which body regains to its original dimensions after the application of external force. This is the property by virtue of which body does not regain to its original dimensions after the removal of external force. Second point is very important point. This is, and in this point we can say, in these elastic bodies, internal restoring force created is large, and in the plastic bodies, internal restoring force or internal elastic force created is very small there, and that's why in this atoms and molecules, those do not come to their original configuration after removal of external deforming force. Again I repeat, the property which by virtue of which body regains to its original dimensions after removal of deforming force. Here first point will be the property by virtue of which body does not regain to its original dimensions. Here, second point we can say, internal restoring force created in these bodies, in such bodies, is very larger, and here internal restoring force created in such bodies is very small. We can give some examples also which bodies have the property of elasticity, that rubber, or we can say quartz or all metals. Here we can say mud, clay, etc. etc. We already studied that. So this is all about difference between elasticity and plasticity. Now after this property of elasticity can be studied in another terms, by another terms of stress and strain. We can study this property of elasticity in other terms like stress or strain, stress and strain. So first of all, we will see what is stress. Stress is the thing, which is that thing which is called stress, that we study now. So for that so what is the definition of stress actually? Definition of stress is, it is defined as internal restoring force per unit cross sectional area. That is, now in some books it is represented by letter sigma there. That is symbol. So symbol may be used by many ways in different books. So formula for stress is actually internal restoring, or elastic you can say, restoring force, internal restoring force upon area, cross sectional area, that is equal to, we can say, applied force upon area. Now for this I took one example of cylindrical wire, or we say here is a rod, cylindrical rod. Now first end of this rod is fixed to the support there, and to the other end force is applied in this direction. When this force is applied, external force is applied to this rod gets stretched in this direction. But this rod opposes this stretch, and for that equal and opposite force, internal elastic or restoring force, is created in this rod, which is called restoring force, internal restoring force. This is external force which we are applying. Because of this external force, this rod starts getting stretched in this direction, but automatically at that time, because of opposition property of this stretching, this rod has some internal restoring force which has direction opposite to the external force, but magnitude same as that of external force. It means that restoring force is equal to applied force, external applied force. Now we can say that Fr is equal to Fe. Now in magnitude both are same, but their directions are different. And when this happens, we can say that this rod is in static equilibrium. Means at this position of static equilibrium, restoring force is equal to applied force. Now this restoring force and this external applied force are equal in magnitude and exactly equal in magnitude and opposite in directions in 99% cases. For 1% it is not possible, it is not the case there. And then stress is, what is stress then? Internal restoring force upon area or applied force upon area. We can say that. Now which area we have to took there? We have to take which area? So where the force is applied, that area we should take. Force is applied here, and that's why we should take this cross-sectional area. Now suppose that cross-sectional area of this is A. Then we can say that stress is equal to this force, which is actually internal restoring force, but we are telling that magnitude of this and magnitude of this are equal. That's why we can write Fe also here. But in some cases this is not the case. That's why here we should write Fr only. Now area, which area we have to take? So we should take cross-sectional area of this rod there. And cross-sectional area of this rod is, if it is having radius r there, then cross-sectional area of this rod is pi r square. Now from this formula we can explain, we can say SI unit of stress, and SI unit of stress is Newton per meter square. Now CGS unit you can tell. What will be CGS unit? Dyne per centimeter square. SI unit is Newton per, because SI unit of force is Newton. Here is pi, which is constant, or here is area. And SI unit of area is meter square. That's why SI unit of stress is Newton per meter square. Now, how will be the dimensions of this stress? How will be the dimensions? So, dimensions of stress can be written as, now we can write dimensions of force. Force is mass into acceleration. m1 mass into acceleration means m into v by t means m into s divided by t into t, m1 l1 t minus 2. These are the dimensions of force. Now how are the dimensions of area? Area means actually there is a pi which is constant, r square means length square, and it will be in denominator. And finally, if we collect these dimensions of stress are m1 l raised to minus 1 t minus 2. Actually we read dimensions as 1 in mass, minus 1 in length, and minus 2 in time. So dimensions of force are m1 l1 t minus 2, and dimensions of area are l square. So we can write dimensions of stress as 1 in mass, minus 1 in length, and minus 2 in time. So this is all about the stress. So stress is stress. It is force upon area. And which force? Particularly internal restoring force. Internal restoring force divided by upon cross-sectional area, that is stress. Now there are three types of stress, because a deformation may take place by three ways, so that there are three types of stress also. Deformation means which is change in shape or size or both of the material body because of application of deforming force. This deformation may take place in length. Secondly, it may take place in size, and also it may take place in shape. So deformation may take place in length, deformation may take place in size, deformation may take place in shape also. Because deformation is of three ways. we can say that, we can conclude that stress is also having